What's up, YouTube? This is True Raw for TV. Well, you may have heard about this now. UFC star Conor McGregor found liable for rape must pay the victim more than £250,000. In the title, you see the equivalency in American dollars. They have a different currency over there, as we all know. A civil court jury Friday found UFC star Conor McGregor liable for raping a woman in a hotel in Dublin, Ireland, back in 2018. As part of the verdict, the victim, Nikita Hand, was awarded the equivalent of about £257,000 in damages. I find it interesting that in certain cases, the victims are named. Maybe, how they go about these things are differently over there. But then I remember Josh Giddey, a minor, was named, and pictures of her were put out there, usually dressed in, bikinis and things of that nature, right? But usually, in every other situation, minors are protected in the media. So, but when I say that, hey, there's something different about certain cases versus others, then I'm accused of playing a card, as if racism should be trivialized to card games. But anyway, let's continue. In court, Hand said that she met McGregor at a Christmas party in Dublin. What initially began as a consensual encounter, she claims, spiraled into a nightmare when McGregor allegedly forced her into bed and choked her. During an emotional testimony, Hand also said McGregor threatened to unalive her and put her in a chokehold multiple times. She added that McGregor also made reference to his most recent loss in UFC, saying, quote, "Now you know how I felt in the octagon where I tapped out 3 times," unquote. A very crazy, weird thing to say if this is true. Now, of course, McGregor denies this, saying he would appeal the decision. All I know is this. Conor McGregor has a long history, and I mean long history, of accusations and incidences of violence, often against women. But yet you don't see Me Too going at him. I don't see BSPN having roundtable discussions about his, alleged wanton violence against women. I don't see Stephen A. Smith having a put the camera on me moments talking about Conor McGregor. But we all know why that is. A, his friendship with Dana White. The fact that people on that network, despite the fact that you could argue that the diversity with BSPN is at its greatest point, it also means that they have so many more puppets in place, people who are just thankful for the opportunity to be where they are. So, they are far more subservient than the anchors of the past in what they will cover. They're thankful to be able to get that money. But anyway, let's look at Conor McGregor's past, right? Now, the reason why I have a picture of Mike Tyson up there is Mike Tyson does have a long history himself of incidences. But I would argue that Conor McGregor has more violent incidences in his past than Mike Tyson. More. But yet you don't hear them talked about in the same manner. Now, Mike's done a lot of stupid things, but I've never believed that Mike intentionally ever tried to take it from a woman, okay? Has he done some dumb things like in the past when he was young, like maybe in the club, squeeze a woman's buttocks, which is still assault. I get that. I'm not negating that. But some of these things were different in the culture in which he grew up in, and the times he grew up in. And some of it was just being stupid. Plain stupid. But look at this. This is Conor McGregor just in the last 6 years. April 2018, Dolly attack on the bus window at UFC 223. Conor McGregor and a group of individuals were captured on video evidence, attacking a bus at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York after a UFC media event. They hurled various objects, including a hand dolly and a guardrail, which resulted in the shattering of windows and windshields. Multiple UFC fighters on board sustained injuries and were unable to compete in their subsequent matches. The incident was allegedly motivated by a previous altercation between McGregor's teammate and former UFC, the teammate name was Artem Lobov, and former UFC champion Khabib Nurmagomedov. Hope I pronounced that correctly. January 2019, first assault allegation. Early that year, McGregor faced investigations by Irish law enforcement following allegations of assault. One incident was reported to have occurred in a Dublin hotel in December of 2018, while another complaint emerged in October 2019 involving an alleged assault in a car outside a Dublin pub. McGregor denied both accusations, and although he was arrested and questioned, no charges were filed against him. August of 2019, arrested for destroying a phone in Miami. During a family vacation in South Florida in March 2019, McGregor faced an arrest for forcibly grabbing and damaging a fan's cell phone. The charges against him including strong-arm robbery and misdemeanor criminal mischief. The Dublin native was released after posting a $12,500 bond. However, both the criminal charges and the civil lawsuit were later dropped, resulting in the resolution of the legal case against him. This is something we all remember. I remember doing videos about this because of ESPN's complete avoidance of talking about this. In August of 2019, Conor McGregor assaulted an individual at a pub who had declined a shot of his proper number 12 Irish whiskey. He pled guilty to the assault in November of the same year, paying a fine to avoid a potential prison sentence of up to 6 months. The victim received undisclosed compensation. Additionally, court proceedings disclosed that McGregor had 18 prior convictions on his record, primarily related to driving offenses. September 2020, second assault allegation. September 2020, Conor McGregor was detained and interrogated by authorities on the island of Corsica for alleged incidences of indecent exposure and assault in a bar. He spent 2 days in custody before being released. However, 8 months later, it was announced that there was insufficient evidence to proceed with a criminal prosecution. March 2021, arrest for careless driving. As reported by the Irish Independent, McGregor was arrested and had his Bentley temporarily confiscated due to reckless driving. He faced charges for 6 offenses, which included 2 counts of dangerous driving, driving without a license, failure to provide a license, driving without insurance, and failure to provide insurance documentation. October 2021, the same year, assault on an Italian DJ. In October that year, Francesco Fascinetti, a well-known Italian DJ and TV presenter, made an accusation against McGregor, claiming that the MMA fighter punched him in the face, causing a broken nose. According to Fascinetti, the incident occurred outside a hotel in Rome, and it was entirely unprovoked as he and his wife had been socializing with McGregor and his partner, Dee Devlin, for several hours prior to the altercation. July 2022, assault on his yacht in Ibiza. Earlier in January, it was reported a woman had accused McGregor of physically assaulting her during his birthday celebration on his yacht in, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Ibiza, Spain in July of 2022. She alleged that he verbally abused her, physically assaulted her, and even threatened to drown her. The unidentified woman stated that she sustained a wrist injury from one of McGregor's blows and eventually had to flee the yacht. Although she did not provide a statement to Spanish authorities initially, she filed a complaint with Irish police in September. Subsequently, Spanish authorities reopened the investigation would have not pressed charges against McGregor. The woman also initiated a lawsuit against McGregor, but withdrew the claim in February without explanation. June of 2023. Grape accusations at Miami Heat game. In June of that year, McGregor faced allegations of assaulting a woman in a bathroom at the Kaseya Center in Miami during Game 4 of the finals. The woman claimed that she was led into the bathroom by NBA and McGregor's security, where McGregor allegedly forced her to engage in acts. However, her credibility was questioned as multiple videos emerged that seemed to contradict her account, and concerns were raised regarding her request for a settlement from both McGregor and the NBA. Instead of pursuing criminal charges, as of now, no arrests have been made and no lawsuits have been filed regarding this case. Let me say something here. It's an excellent point that they bring up regarding the fact that she was pursuing money instead of criminal justice. However, how many times have we seen black athletes, the victims of the same thing, but yet I don't see TMZ, I don't see the New York Post, I don't see the New York Times, I don't see the Chicago Times, I don't see MSN, I don't see MSNBC, I don't see CNN, I don't see Fox News bring up that pertinent point in those cases. It's completely ignored and only told about and brought up about us, and we're told we're just making excuses. Now, the video evidence did show this woman is full of shit. She did that consensual. However, it still should be noted that Conor McGregor is a married man with kids, and he clearly had an encounter with this woman in the bathroom with his bodyguards and NBA security being culpable in making sure that this happened. So, yeah, it's not our business that he cheated on his wife, but hey, if Tiger Woods has to apologize to America for cheating on his white wife, well, isn't it only fair to hold Conor McGregor to the similar standards that we hold the great Tiger Woods? This is new. Not that new, but this is something that's happened since then. The same month of the incident with the woman in Miami, a brawl at the funeral. Based on reports from TMZ, Conor McGregor was facing accusations of being involved in a fight at the Saddle Club in Birkenhead, England, during a family funeral. Police were called to the club following reports of an altercation. As of now, no arrests or charges have been reported, and the incident is under investigation. Now, this situation with him being found liable. The main reason I'm doing this video is Mike Tyson spent almost 3 years in prison, right? For allegedly doing something that there really was no evidence of whatsoever. The limo driver that was present when he picked up Desiree Washington that night, I think it was July of '91, right? Said that whatever they were doing was consensual. There was no physical evidence, really, of any crime. And from what I recall, there was about 10 minutes of oral sex being performed by Mike Tyson on Desiree Washington. Yet somehow that magically spiraled into rape from Desiree Washington, who had, number one, previously accused prior boyfriends of the same thing, right? When it was actually considered a consensual sex. Then, if I'm not mistaken, there were unsubstantiated reports that this woman, Desiree Washington, was related to Evander Holyfield, who was in discussions at that time to be fighting Tyson. I mean, I don't know whether there's any connection with that, but you could, I mean, whatever. There was no evidence whatsoever that this woman was the victim of something that heinous. Even Donald Trump, at that point in time, was an ardent defender and supporter of Mike Tyson. It was bull what they did to that guy. Bullshit. But Conor McGregor has this long and tawdry past, this laundry list of accusations. And I don't hear anything from BSPN or Fake Sports or any of these clowns. Nothing. Nothing. I don't hear it. So don't tell me there's not a double standard. There is. There's a terrible double standard here. And any black man in this country does have a right to be pissed off about it. There's a consistent, long history of double standards. I once saw ESPN do a segment on an NFL player who allegedly broke a vacuum in an argument. Broke a vacuum. That was his crime. But this guy gets to walk around and be untarnished by the media. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. I don't care about reporting it. Nobody reads reports anymore. The damage is done. The damage is done when there is a consistent witch hunt, a constant browbeating of reporting, and speculation, and oversaturation of stories. The last time I've seen any, I think the last time that I've seen any non-black sports figure get the business that I can think of, and this is sad, I gotta go back this far, was Pete Rose. I'm sorry to say, but the media was more fair 35 years ago. They're more fair. And I never thought Pete Rose should have gotten a lifetime banishment for that anyway. But my goodness, we're supposed to be in a post-racial era. I can't tell it. But you know what happened was, in my opinion, the O.J. Simpson case, because we all know what it really is that having a black victim, a black villain, having a black villain is very profitable. The media knows that. You know, the same media is dominated by all these liberals who pretend to be our friends. But it's very profitable. OJ was very profitable to the fourth estate. So they're always going to replicate that. And they're doing the same thing with Diddy. Not to defend him at all, but those are the facts. They're not going to give the same energy to the people at those parties. They're only going to focus on the black ones. We clearly see there are white people there. Some of them big celebrities, but they're not going to focus on that because it's not in their best interest to do so. And they're going to ignore people like me and others who point this out. There are going to be people in the comment section of this video saying I'm being a racist, saying I'm being all this and that, and completely ignoring the evidence that I'm presenting in this video, because that's how they're wired, that's how they're programmed, and some of those people are not even real people. They're bots. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.